Hello, everyone. Rufai says that Nuhu Ribadu is paying salaries to terrorists and has paid 1 billion as ransom for negotiations designed as non-kinetic. In a widely circulated clip, El-Rufai sharply criticized the federal government security strategy, alleging that the Office of the National Security Advisor, ONSA, led by Mal Nuhu Ribadu, is coordinating a non-kinetic policy that involves direct payments to armed terrorists. They are empowering terrorists. It's a national policy driven by the Office of the National Security Advisor, El-Rufai stated in the interview. He claimed that the NSA authorized a 1 billion naira payment to terrorists to secure the release of abducted students, alongside provisions of food supplies and even salaries as incentives. What I will not do is pay terrorists, give them a monthly allowance, or send food to them in the name of non-kinetic. It's nonsense. We're empowering terrorists. Kiss the terrorists, that's the new policy. The former governor contrasted this with his own administration stance during the 2015 to 2023 tenure, insisting that he refused similar inducements despite facing severe terrorism challenge in Kaduna. The allegations first surfaced in late August 2025 during El-Rufai's appearance on Channel's television Sunday Politics program. The ONSA, that's the Office of the National Security Advisor, responded swiftly on September 1st, 2025, dismissing the claims as false, baseless, and deeply insulting to Nigerian security forces. In a statement signed by Zakari Mijinyewa, head of strategic communication at ONSA, Ribadu's office emphasized that no ransom payments or inducements have ever been made under the current administration. On the contrary, we have consistently warned Nigerians against paying ransom, the statement read. It highlighted military successes, including the elimination of notorious terrorist leaders in Kaduna and the rescue of hostages, noting that these operations came at a cost, with brave officers paying the ultimate price. El-Rufai fired back the same day, accusing the ONSA, that's the Office of the National Security Advisor, of politicizing national security and failing to address verifiable evidence. Critics, including human rights activist Mahdi Shehu, pointed to perceived hypocrisy, calling reports that El-Rufai's administration had previously engaged in compensation payments to armed groups to halt attacks. The Kaduna State government under Governor Ubasani also rejected related claims in November 2025, challenging El-Rufai to provide credible evidence, such as bank documents or memos, noting he had failed to do so after earlier accusation. As of December 2025, no independent verification of the alleged 1 billion payment has emerged, and the federal government maintained a dual strategy of kinetic operations and community engagement without financial inducement to criminals. Recent statements from the presidency. Let me just stop here because it's just going on. Let me just stop here and just say something before I continue. These are major allegations, and even recently, El-Rufai was on media, making literally the same accusation. And when the journalist was saying to him, "Does he have evidence?" and he said he have verifiable evidence. For there to be silence, all of this right statement, do not right statement, it's just nonsense. It's our lives that are being used on this whole thing. You cannot be paying terrorists this amount of money and think that terrorists will not be emboldened to have the means to be able to buy arms and also come after us. Yes, it's one thing to say, you want to rescue the kids immediately, and then you now give an incentive for them to keep carrying the kids more and more. Now that, okay, when there's a rescue, what then happens with attack? Because most of the things that you see is repelling. Nigeria is always repelling. Oh, they came to attack and we did this. Our military will tell you, and they want you to be clapping for them, that terrorists attacked and they repel. Why are we waiting? Why are we waiting for terrorists to attack before we do anything? Why are we not the ones going after terrorists? Why are we not the ones putting them on the rope? For them to even come and abduct school children, or abduct any citizen, or enter church and abduct people, it means that they are They are comfortable enough where they are. They are not on the run. They are not running for their lives. Because if they are running for their lives, the last thing they are able to do is to come and then abduct citizens and say they're going to carry them away. These are things, honestly, that really should concern us. It's not about, oh, this said it. And I get it, yes. Rufai has his own problems, his own shenanigans. When he was governor of Kaduna State, there were also reports that terrorists were being paid and all of that. We know that, but that doesn't take away the fact that he's talking about this thing. We can still talk about the ones he has done while also talking about this. So when I get people talking about the fact that, oh, it's hypocrisy, why are you talking now? You too, you did the same thing. That doesn't negate the enormity of what is being done now and how bad it is, for the country. Recent statements from the presidency affirm a zero-tolerance policy on negotiations that could finance terrorism. The recirculated clip has sparked renewed public skepticism on social media, with many viewing it through the lens of El-Rufai's strained relations with Tinubu administration following his unsuccessful ministerial bid. And for me, this is where I have issues, like what I just mentioned earlier. This is where I have issues with it. It doesn't matter whether he has a personal vendetta against Tinubu or he doesn't have a personal vendetta. Those are not the issue. The main issue is that these allegations that he's making, are they true or not? If they are true, what is the implication on Nigeria? Can we take those issues on and focus on them rather than sort of like, just making the issue, oh, it's not an issue because this is coming from someone who has this, who has that. Analysts note that while terrorism remains a persistent threat, unsubstantiated claims risk undermining ongoing security efforts. National security remains a collective challenge, with calls for unity over partisan disputes echoing from both sides of the controversy. So this is not someone who hid somewhere and was saying these things. This is someone who came out publicly to say this thing. And this is someone who is known publicly. If you feel that the claims are all unsubstantiated, you should have done something about it by now. You should say, okay, no, your claims aren't. You need to come and give us, where is this thing what is it that you said? The same people, if it was someone that did a Facebook post, just say one thing, they'll go and arrest the person, they'll go and do this, they'll go and do that. But this is a major accusation coming from Nasir Rufai, yet you guys aren't saying anything. You're just, neither here nor there, just using the whole thing to use people's lives to do kalo, in rebate. And that's not the way it should be. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.